Hey everybody, Doug here from 2 Plus Tough, and I wanted to throw up a little bit of a news chat. This is something I kind of wanted to do when I first moved, but my schedule was kind of crazy. But look forward in the future to a bunch of these smaller videos just talking about news and cool things that are going on in the mini wargaming industry. So, what are we talking about today? We got a big one here. Games Workshop recently released an article, and I say recently, came out today. Our pre-order schedule's changing a bit. Here's how. So, let's kind of put this in perspective here. If you're not sure, there is the human plague going around still. Shipping and manufacturing is still all in a tizzy. And for the most part, Games Workshop has kind of gone through this entire season largely unchanged. By that I mean, they did go from a weekly release to a bi-weekly one. So it is what it is. I thought that was a pretty reasonable step, and it was fairly well communicated. However, as the lockdown and the ramifications from that in terms of production and manufacturing go on, they have not kept up the best. Lots and lots of issues with supplying local stores and ordering and that kind of stuff before the pandemic. And it's only gotten kind of worse then. I do have multiple friends who own retail stores, mostly in the Seattle area still, but I'm making connections here in Iowa, and all of them have pretty much said the exact same thing. It was just a bad situation got worse. They can't keep up with the production amount. Stores are getting sent very random numbers of items, so like they'll put an item for pre-order, 10 people at a local store will say, I want this, and the store will maybe get 2 copies. That's all there is to it. Conversely, there are stories of stores getting like 13 copies of something because of a shipping hiccup, right? I mean, it just happens. So, with that backdrop of like things weren't great before, but they're just keep getting worse because they're not adjusting to the new reality of international marketing, it gets to be a real pain when there are things like Warhammer Quest Curse City. A lot of people are excited about it. Now, I'm not for sure, can't say this with any certainty. I like to think that they just didn't make enough for everyone to have a copy, and that somehow the pandemic affected manufacturing and forced them in that decision, and it wasn't just a really dumb choice to make it a limited run. That's my opinion. I'm just going to throw that out there. But in the backdrop of all the things changing globally, this is their response pretty much. And honestly, we'll give some thoughts here at the end. I'm going to read it to you. So, it's still a pretty weird time for anyone making physical products and shipping them around the globe. Totally true. There are loads of fantastic things on the way over the next few months, but we have to make some changes to when the next batch of incredible Warhammer releases come out. And we want to keep you up to date with everything that's going on. Then they have an amazing picture of a little nurgling carrying a GW box. Love it. Everyone at Games Workshop is working really hard to get all of your orders to you in good time so that you can continue enjoying your Warhammer hobby, whether it's via Games Workshop, Forge World, your Warhammer store, or a friendly local gaming center. With this in mind, over the next couple weeks, there will be a short pause where we'll have no new pre-orders. Have no fear though, new releases will be coming your way before you know it. In the meantime, we have great to load content. They basically just go through some of the articles they're going to be mentioning here on the community page. A look at the forthcoming Warhammer animations, big model reveals for 40k and AOS, expert advice on dominating the mortal realms with elf armies in the Meta Watch, and you can also order books 31 through 35 in the Horus Heresy series hardback next week. So they're just kind of giving you some things to look forward to. So why talk about this? Here's the thing. That's my famous line. Here's the thing. I'm okay with this. I first saw this article on Facebook as I was scrolling, and there was a whole bunch of like angry reactions to it. And I'll be honest, most of the reactions were 40k players who were upset because they feel like right now it's all about AOS, and then the fount goes dry, so that means they've had an extended period of time without any releases. My sympathy is little, because 40k is definitely the golden child of GW games, but the point is, quite frankly, I feel as though they needed to stop. Just take a break. Like, catch yourself up. I think Curse City was a huge smear on them, in terms of they just didn't deliver on what the customers wanted. So I think taking a moment and pausing and being like, okay, our schedule is wrecked. Let's just stop, put this back together as best we can, and we'll go from there. To be honest, it's a tough decision to make, especially when you have so many employees and moving parts in that system. And I do sympathize. I think it's the right call. I just think it's the call they should have made like maybe 9 months ago. Let's stop, address the new reality, and we'll go at a more even pace from there. Actually, my wife and I pretty much had the same thing. Like 2 weeks ago, we had a major breakdown. It's just stressful. There's a lot of stress things going on with family and life and all this kinds of stuff. And we basically had, our life schedule that we're working on, and this is what our goals were for the day, and we just were not achieving them. Partially for a few reasons that had to do with COVID and that kind of stuff. So we just had to stop. We went out and bought new planners, boring adult stuff. And we're just like, let's be real with our time. Like, what can our days actually look like? And we've been much happier for it. And so I do wish them the best. Games Workshop, if you're listening, hope you did the best. I think this was the right call. Just pause the machine. Stop. You went from releasing once every year and a half for fantasy battles to now having something weekly. There is a healthy in between, right? I think that maybe, even if it's once a month weekly, if you get us excited about a product coming out, let's say there's a big, maybe not 1 month pre-order thing, but there's one focus for the month that we can get excited about. And then here's the key part, deliver on it, meaning it doesn't get sold out in 2 minutes because you've manufactured enough and you've shipped enough that everyone can get what they want and what you've been building excitement for. I think it's a win. So everyone, I just wanted to give my 2 thoughts. I get questions about any news that comes out from Games Workshop in the comments of my videos. If you'd like to see more like this, these little news segments, that kind of thing where they're not very long videos, let me know in the comments down below. I will chat you next time, and brace yourself. This coming week is Broken Realms Bellicor. I'll see you guys soon. Happy Wargaming.